How is everybody doing today? And in this video, we are going to talk about the multiple banners that we are going to have in Heaven Burns Red when it comes to current day and also the upcoming banners with the 100-day celebration. Because yes, there's quite a bit of powerhouses when it comes to what's currently in the game and also what we're going to see very soon in the future, with a single character being really good on the banner with an okay character on the same banner. And then there's also another powerhouse banner that has two really great characters on it. So there's a lot of value going around. And so today we're going to look at what exactly you should be looking for in your box if you want to pull one of these guys, which ones are going to be very good in value, and also looking ahead and what we should expect with other banners in the future, or what we should be looking at when it comes to the characters in our own box. So let's go ahead and start looking at the game when it comes to the specific banners we're looking at. And right now, of course, as I've already covered a lot of different videos with Maid Aoi, Maid Aoi is of course your pick if you want to go for a Thunder style team. And with Maid Aoi specifically, she is going to be by far one of the strongest single target attackers in the game at the current moment, with the inclusion of being able to, of course, stack up her totems and then buffer appropriately, which is going to allow you to nuke for a great amount of damage. Now, of course, out of the characters that we're going to be talking about today, Aoi is definitely one of the strongest because she is the only character out of the three different attackers we're going to talk about today which are going to have the totem mechanic. And the totem mechanic is what exactly makes Aoi so strong. Whenever she takes damage, she gets a totem, and for however many totems she has, it's a whole separate multiplier that not a lot of characters have in this game in their arsenal. So Aoi will be by far one of the strongest characters in the game when it comes to single target attacks for the current moment in time, for Thunder specifically. So there are some characters that you do want to look for if you want to build a Thunder team to see if this is worth it for you if you haven't already pulled for Aoi. And one of them specifically is going to be Saika SS1, which is going to be, if I can even find her, which is going to be the buffer that is going to allow you to have the electric field. And this is her right here. She is going to have sap and zap, and this is the electric field. If you have this unit, it might be a little bit more inclined for you to build a Thunder team since you already have the characters for this. Not only that, there is an exchange shop Kazooie that has an S rank move that allows you to lower defense for Thunder. So there's a lot of really good aspects in this game that if you already have that Saika, there's other avenues or more free options that will help you out in regards to building out that Thunder team that are not just, of course, SS's. But having Saika, having this exchange shop Kazooie that is free, there are some really great things that you can do for a Thunder team if you have those available to you. And realistically, Aoi isn't a bad pick. She is still a very strong character to this day in JP. And of course, if you haven't already pulled her and you're still thinking of it, if you have Saika, if you are, I guess you could say, really like Aoi as a character, then she might be a really good pick for you, although she is going to be single target, which I think the other two characters that we will be talking about today are going to be AoE. So going ahead and talking about our first few banners that we should be looking at, we are going to see that we will be getting Yuina and also Tama for the first week, I guess you could say, of the 100-day celebration. And with Uena and Tama, these two come at a different, why is my Windows not full screening? I guess that's fine. But looking at Yuina, she is going to be a dark AoE character, and then we have Tama on the very same banner, who is going to be a light healer. Now realistically, looking at this banner, this is going to build two separate teams, but you could still use this Tama realistically on whatever team you want. You just won't get the bonuses that she allows for certain light characters to get. One thing to talk about this Yuina is she is going to be a very, very strong dark AoE attacker just because of all that she can give herself. This is going to include her dark bonus that she gives the team. Not only that, she can give herself an additional turn plus having dark attack up, which is pretty strong for an attacker to have, being able to elemental enhance herself. And then we also have the EX skill, which gives her dark crit damage up and then an AoE attack as well. So this is going to be really good overall for people who are trying to build a dark team. And realistically, the only dark characters right now that you would realistically want, that way you're able to basically build into Yuina, would be the Aroha that we have, which is going to be the Dark Fielder. This would be the only character I think at the current moment that would help you and of course a future Sharo that will have dark defense down as well. So there are currently some other things to look at when it comes to looking inside your box. If you have this Aroha specifically, it might be really good to pick up this Yuina. This Yuina is very strong because of what all that she has with her own dark attack up within her passive. She has the dark attack up within her skill, her common skill, with an additional turn, and then she even gives herself dark crit damage up. So this means that not only on top of all these elemental buffs, you will be also able to stack on those general buffs like regular crit rate, regular crit damage, attack, hit count, all these different things, mind's eye, which are going to help you out if you are trying to build towards a dark team. The other character on the banner will be Tama, and she will have not only a full team health regen, I guess you could say, but she's also going to give healing over time, which is really nice, and also give 3 skill points to whoever is light on the party. So this is actually a really good light healer to have if you're going to be building towards light. But realistically, she's still really nice with having this full team heal, and not only that, a full 3-turn regen as well for the entire party. So realistically, this is just a really good overall general healer if you end up sniping her when you're trying to go for Yuina. She also gets a light attack up, so any light attackers that you may have in your box or any light buffers or fielders might be able to get some value from this Tama if you're trying to go for the Yuina and you still happen to pull the Tama, which would be really cool to have. Realistically, if you are going for this banner, you are just primarily going for this Yuina, who is very strong because of all the buffs that she can give herself. And of course, if you have this Iroha, who is the dark fielder, then you are in a pretty good spot to be pulling for her, definitely, because we won't be seeing another crazy dark attacker for quite some time, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong and I look real quick to see if there is any crazy one that should be coming up soon, I'll put that in the comments below, or the comments will let me know, because everyone has their own, of course, experience and research within what they're looking for in Heaven Burns Red. But realistically, Yuina is a really good pickup, especially if you're looking for a dark team, especially for those that are kind of struggling in that AoE area of the game, which is going to really help if you only have single target attackers. So Uena and Tama is pretty good banner just for the value that it has for both sides of the different coin. Now the extra banners that we're going to looking for are going to be Tojo and Karin, who are here a lot earlier than expected. This banner overall just has a crazy ton of value, just because you have not only the light buffer, which is going to have a stronger light zone than normal compared to the other light zoner, which is Mia. If I have her pulled up, this Mia is also a fielder, but she doesn't have as strong as one versus the one like Tojo. This is 50%, and the one Tojo has is going to be 65%, so that's an extra 15% extra damage, and then you are receiving a frontline crit rate and crit damage as well on top of it. So this will be replacing Saika if you don't have her, or if you want to have her on a different team. Compared to, let's say, the Anachronies, if you have to split 2 different teams, you have someone like Saika on one team and then you have Tojo on the other, which would help out in terms of diversifying where your character pulls are going. So this is a really good character to have, and not only that, she also has a light attack up too. So there are going to be some characters, plus the light attack up within her passive, there are going to be some characters that are definitely going to love having this Tojo, like the Karin that's going to be alongside her, so you're kind of pulling 2 for 1. There's also the Ruka, the Christmas Walkie, we also have the Bongo View for some reason using her. Yuina is a really good character as well that is going to be a part of that light team. So if you have any of these characters, realistically, more importantly, the Yuina and also the Ruka, these 2 characters are gonna love this Tojo for sure, because of that light field, because of the light buff and the crit damage that she provides as well. We also have this Karin, who is gonna work as a light damage dealer, and as you can see, this blaster roll sometimes lies, because like we have our Kanzaki, who is also blaster, she's hitting for millions, she's hitting for tens of millions, and this Karin is going to be basically the same, with her having not only a nice hit count buff for herself, which is really cool, but she also has an AoE attack that is 5 hits. So realistically, this is going to work as a light DPS if you don't have a light character. And this is going to be really good, because not only are you doing damage as a light unit, but you also are going to be raising that devastation rate, which is going to be really nice, of course, for Anachronies and whatever content allows you to use or make the use of the devastation bar that we currently have in the game. Realistically, when it comes to value for your courts for both characters, this is definitely going to be out the Yuina banner, realistically, because Yuina kind of splits you to two different ways. You get a really good dark AoE attacker, which of course is going to be fine for you when it comes to the harder content versus a lot of the AoE content in the game as well. But you also are splitting that up into a light healer who's a good overall general healer, but a little bit more niched into the light team just because of all the added bonuses, and you really would want to get all of the benefits that the character has and use it for their specific team. When you're looking at the Tojo and Karin banner, you're kind of pulling for a whole team realistically, just because not only are you getting Tojo, who is the light fielder, you're also getting Karin, who's going to be a devastation unit plus a damage dealer, and whatever else buffers, debuffers you may have in your box. So realistically, if you want a full-on light team, this would be the better banner, just because you will be pulling for two characters that seemingly work together. So if you pull one before pity, you get the other one, and boom, you just got a whole team for basically the most amount of cores that you could have spent. While Yuina, you only are technically getting the attacker only for dark, while the healer, although can be good generally, is going to be more suited towards light. So there is going to be that half and half nature of this banner versus something like Tojo and Karin. So realistically, if you want more value for your courts, Tojo and Karin might definitely be it. But if you want the stronger character, Yuina might be better. Realistically, we are looking at our box when it comes to looking at these characters. Do you want a light team? This banner might be for you when it comes to Tojo and Karin. And sadly, looking at the release dates of the banner, they won't be sharing pity because we will be receiving Uena and also Tama this week on Friday, if I'm not wrong, while we get Karin and Tojo next week. So they will not be receiving pity, sadly, so you can't really like bounce between the banners. So you will have to pick between one or the other if you're going to be pulling for them. You can't really summon on one banner and then pull the Uena off the pity, which kind of sucks. I really wish you could have. But if you want the stronger attacker, Uena will most likely be it for you, although you would want to have the appropriate parts to the team within your box, like the fielder that's Iroha. And then for Tojo and Karin, if you want a light team, if you're struggling with AoE, this Karin might be able to help you out because she has knife buffs available to herself with the light attack up, and also raising devastation, giving herself a self hit count up. There's a lot of really good stuff that come from this, plus being able to kind of take away certain units from that team so that you're able to diversify your account, because as you may know, Saika and also Yinksha are two characters that are kind of wanted on every team, and having those two characters available for other teams while having the Tojo kind of take up Saika's spot with the crit rate and crit damage, and having Karin being able to give herself hit count, is a pretty good thing overall. So if you want value, Tojo and Karin. If you want the strongest potential unit, then they would be Uena. We are going to have to wait and see when certain other units come out. There isn't going to be anything that is of crazy value in front of us for quite some time, because as we may know, Angel Beats is on the horizon but not too close, and then Sharo and Veridica aren't the craziest of banners either, with Megumi being the only hard hitter and Aina as well being a fire debuffer, which a really strong one, or fire buffer, my bad. And then we also have the Aina, who is a general good debuffer. So there are some good units coming out in the future, but as of these banners right now, Uena is definitely the better of the two, while Tojo and Karin have the best value. So depending on what you want, you're gonna have to make that decision there. Let me know what you think about these banners in the comments, and also let me know what you think about these characters as all. Let me know who you're gonna pull. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.